The thing about racism is that there are so many things that happen on a daily basis that it's almost impossible to describe. Whether it's walking into the store and immediately being followed, or somebody walking up to you assuming that you do not know what store you're in or how much something costs, or whether it's them trying to tell you by calling you dear or girl or can I help you in a sarcastic tone, or whether it's not you walking up and they're just ignoring you and the next person walk up and they give them all of the sugary hi can I help you, or handling business and they want to have tell you something and not completely explain it, or playing upon your intelligence to give you a lie or half the truth when you know that it's not accurate, or telling you that a car or some form of product costs more than it actually does just because they don't want to sell it to you anyway, or discouraging you from going into a neighborhood, a home that you can afford, and saying, oh, we're not sure about it, or even like Bank of America, who bluntly says we have money for people in certain neighborhoods. In other words, minorities who typically already go to a job and know that they make less. And we're going to put you in a neighborhood, therefore, we can continue to control where you live. So racism is very present. It's everywhere. Literally, the banks, the rates for CDs and savings is based on the neighborhood because we can offer you a lower rate in this neighborhood. Because some of the products that you would get in a certain neighborhood, some of the bank products, a lot of people are not getting like a CD or an IRA. So they can do all of that. And all of those things have to do with race. And it changes your economic factors, not to mention jobs. So when people consistently lie in your face and play in your face about things, and now when you get called out on it, now the state of Mississippi, the Mississippi governor wants to say Al Sharpton and Ben Crump, they are poking and stoking at the Nolan Wells case. You're mad because they're calling out the Mississippi coroner for removing parts of his body, making it impossible for us to prove foul play. Now, one of the things that older people used to say, for you young people who want to say racism, it's not as big, it's not as bad as it was, but oh, it is. One of the things our forefathers taught us, our ancestors, is while we are sleeping, they are conniving. And conniving, manipulating, lying, cheating is exactly what they are doing. So when the independent autopsy was called, they made sure to remove certain things to make it impossible to get a fair and a real autopsy. So if we cannot prove foul play, we can save these little bastards who took this boy out and knew he was not coming home. I call them what they are because only a fatherless person would be comfortable doing that. And the parents of these little future serial killers, these future murderers and psychopaths, because trust me, the boys that did this to Nolan Wells, those are the frat boys that will get there and sexually assault students in college. But now, since you great Republicans have really closed the door on abortions, I guess you guys didn't think about in all of your assaulting and everything how many babies you were going to have to pay for. But then again, you taught your children to be murderers. And yet you want to say that black children are not well disciplined? The devil is a lie. You're the lousy murderers, rapers, assaulters, thieves, pedophiles that you're raising, those people are not well disciplined. And then you go home and the good parents you are, you figure out how to get them off of it. Wow. When they murder you, when they kill you in your sleep because you don't do something, when something happens to you, because let me tell you something. One thing about it, this will not stop. We're not going to stop. It's going to come out. And then not only will it come out, but you'll also end up paying for it. You're going to also end up having to pay later for the same mess that you're doing because it's going to come back on you. You got these little nasty suckers off on one charge. They're going to get some more. They're problematic. They're mental. And they are sociopaths. So it will come up again. Notice how all the school shooters, white, then they take their own lives, except for the first two in Arkansas that nobody likes to talk about. And those little psychopaths, 6 and 8 years old in Jonesboro, look it up. I can't make this stuff up. It's the way you all have raised your kids. But then what can I expect from people when we raise their children? Who knew? When we start raising them, you all got worse. Yeah. Black people, you used to make us raise your little kids. The same disrespectful kids that you taught to be disrespectful to our ancestors. So this cycle is continuing. And some of you all need to wake up and see what it is and what's going on. And then we need to educate. We need to lawyer up. For all of the black people who do not like the way things are handled, that's going to be in another video as I talk about the strategy of Ben Crump and Al Sharpton. And that's going to be your time to man up. Some of you are going to need to go back to school because we have to prepare. The fight that our ancestors thought they had won and left us the key, and all we had to do was vote, and all we had to do is literally get our butts up and vote consistently, to follow the laws, to remain homeowners, to just do what they had already left us, things that were impossible and that they fought, bled, and died for. And all we had to do was to continue and to continue teaching. But we dropped the ball. So you're right. When you say not like our ancestors, you're absolutely right. Somehow we managed with more books and more education to be dumber. Go figure. Yeah, you did that. So, man up, woman up. If you cannot join the fight, shut up. We can't have too many background people because you guys don't like to listen to the leaders. So you're going to have to step up and be the leaders that you want other people to be. And that means you're going to have to come out of your comfort zone. You can't be the comedian. You can't be the one that everybody likes. You're going to have to be the one that likes your people and that put your money where your mouth is. It's been your girl, Candid with Kim. Because if it needs to be said, you know I'll say it.